Hi everyone, I'm Christy Forsyth with Clarity by Christy. I am a soul therapist and an intuitive that connects with the angelic energy. Today we are going to take a look at this week's energy, what you need to know about it, and how you can best navigate this week. So we're going to be taking a look at the overall energy and some messages to best navigate this week. And I apologize in advance if my camera looks crooked. I had a little issue with my ring light, and so I'm using something different today, and I've got to get that fixed because it's driving me crazy. And but we're gonna make do with this for today and see what we have going on. So I do want to acknowledge first of all that it is the full moon today. Sagittarius full moon, connected with the fire sign of Sagittarius, and I always like to incorporate as part of my full moon clearing, because for me full moons are very connected with assessing what needs to be released, assessing what needs to be cleared out. Hi, Barbara. Nice to see you on here. So I do that assessment, right, around the full moon and take a look at what am I ready to release? What am I ready to let go of? And so what I would say to you is, if you are thinking about doing a full moon ritual, and you can usually do that about like 3 days leading up, about 3 days leading after the full moon, but certainly more powerful on the full moon if you can do that. I recommend incorporating that particular element into that. So Sagittarius is a fire sign, so I do recommend that you do something along the lines of creating a list of the things that you're ready to release and burning it afterwards, safely of course, but it's a great way to release it. Or you can even envision that you're using fire as part of the clearing of the energy in your body. That's something, actually, if you are a member of my membership, I actually have a full moon energy session that is up there, and that's actually part of that full moon energy session. So if you're a member, check it out. If you're not a member and you want to be, check it out at claritybychristy.com. So we are in this full moon energy, and it all feels so big. I do think that there's a lightening in the energy a little bit. May was really, really such a roller coaster ride, and I think we're all still catching up a little bit, but I do feel like some of this energy is feeling a little bit lighter, and I definitely think some of that is connected with this energy that we have around the full moon, because it is a little bit more fun, it is a little bit more adventurous. I feel really called to say that if there's something that you've been thinking about getting started on, this is a great week for you to do it, right? This is a great week for you to begin to create a momentum. When we think about energy, momentum is particularly helpful. If you think about the things that you, for example, are a habit every day, you keep doing them, sometimes even unconsciously, because there's a momentum that's happening, because you have created momentum, and it keeps that behavior going. And so this is a really fantastic time to create a momentum of some kind, to get started with something where you're building this energy. So whatever that is for you, I definitely encourage it. I definitely recommend it this week. When I tap into the energy this week, I just kept seeing the pieces of the puzzle coming together. Okay, so do I think that all of the pieces of all of the puzzles we're trying to figure out are going to come together this week? No. But I feel like there are particular things that are going to become clear. We are still very much in this truth energy, right? Truth coming to light, especially on the full moon. The truth has a way of coming to light. And I've been talking about this the past few weeks, where there is truth coming to the surface, whether it's truth that we need to be aware of for ourselves, us acknowledging certain truths within ourselves, us having truths being brought to us, coming to the conclusion of what a truth is. But there's all of this truth that's floating to the surface, and it's all meant to help guide us. And I feel like there's more of that this week, where it's these little things that either are these moments of clarity, or somebody says something to us, or we come to an important conclusion about something, or that missing piece of something that we've been waiting on, actually happens. Maybe when we've been waiting on like this one opportunity, that when that opportunity can click, all the other pieces can come together. It's that kind of an energy that we have going on this week. So watch for those pieces of the puzzle to come together. And I've been talking about this energy in some ways, like some of these truths are not easy truths. They're not easy to acknowledge. They're not easy to honor or admit to ourselves, right? A lot of times some of these truths are about like certain changes that we need to make, or just recognizing that maybe like there are certain things that just aren't working out, or whatever it is, right? And sometimes that's hard because change is hard, and just acknowledging certain truths can be very, very challenging. But our job is to not bury it back down, to not ignore it, and to honor it for what it is. It's a gift from the universe, and it's something that we need to understand. It's something that we need to use in order to make our lives better in some way. Maybe not right in this moment, but down the road, it's leading us to make the kind of changes that we need to make to create the kind of future that we want, right? This Saturn retrograde energy is all about what is the kind of future that you want to create for yourself. And whenever I tap into this, I also feel this energy of like, what we have going on from now until I think it's like toward the end of October is this energy that is trying to mature us, okay? It's trying to help us to go to the next level, but I just get that word maturity. And so notice the ways that the energy, that the truth that's coming out, that the things that are happening are trying to mature you, are trying to help you to get to that place where you're planning better for your future, where you're making better choices for your future, and you're not stuck in the same old loop. I also felt really called to talk about, and I shared this in my short yesterday, that and in my reel yesterday, that we really need to be mindful this week of not getting caught up in a victim mentality. I mean, we never want to do this, but I think that there are openings for this if we allow it, where we can start to feel sorry for ourselves, and we can spend a lot of time complaining to our friends about things, or needing to complain. And I think that this is a mistake, especially this week. What are you manifesting? What energy are you feeding? Be really mindful of that, because every single time that we step into a victim mentality, or we allow ourselves to be in that victim mindset, we are handing our power away. And I think it's really important right now that we are stepping back into our power. And okay, I don't like the situation. I don't like what happened, but what can I do about it? Where is my power? We're going to be so much better off with that kind of mindset, with that kind of energy, than we are complaining to our friends. What does that do? There is a benefit to some venting, but at a certain point, you are just simply feeding an energy that you don't want to feed. So I definitely recommend shifting back into empowerment, shifting back into where is my power, and what is it that I need to do here. I also feel like with a little bit of this lighter energy, we are going to start to see some seeds sprouting this week, in terms of maybe some efforts that we've been putting into things. Maybe we've already been starting to work on some things that are creating a momentum. There's definitely a development and unfolding that's happening. I really feel like these are these gifts from the universe that are helping us on the other side of some really, really challenging energy. I think that that's really important. There also is, and this is kind of tied into that truth energy as well, watch for these reality checks that show up for you. So what I mean by that is watch for these things that just like show you something very clearly in that moment. Again, maybe not something that you want to see, maybe not something that you want to hear, but it shows you. And in that moment, you see things very, very clearly. Now, you might be afraid of what you need to do. It might be a lot of work in terms of the changes that you need to make, but be aware of the reality checks that are showing up for you this week. Now, let's take a look at the cards. So we have the Forward card, and the Forward card is all about moving forward, right? We are moving forward. The energy is moving forward. And roadblocks are slowly but surely being removed, which is really important. And I think that we're also recognizing with this purpose card that so many things have happened for a purpose. I think we're going to start, that's what I'm trying to say with like the puzzle pieces. I think that we're going to start to understand the purpose of why some of the things happened the way that they did, and the purpose of the direction that things are heading. I think that we're going to start to have more clarity with that. We have the Knight of Swords, right? Clarity rushing in, these moments of clarity that are happening, these reality checks. Watch for those. They are showing you the way. We also have the Death card. Death cards, with a full moon energy, we're going to be clearing things out. We're going to be releasing things. Part of these truths are recognizing where certain things need to come to a close, where, the Death card to me is also a metamorphosis card. So it doesn't always have to be like something comes to an end. It can be something is this a word? Metamorphosized? Something is metamorphosized, right? It is changed. It is shifted. The energy is alchemized into something better. And that's kind of the energy that I'm feeling around this. So it might not necessarily be like a closed door, but an alchemized door, a change in the pattern, a change in the habit, which makes sense because we have this Devil card showing up, right? This is us shaking things up. This is us setting ourselves free from certain things, shaking things up, doing things a different way, no longer being chained or stuck to the way that we have always done things. We also are taking a look at reciprocity with the Six of Pentacles. What is, where in my life are things balanced? Where in my life do I have reciprocal connections, reciprocal relationships, reciprocal situations where I'm getting as much as I'm giving? And where am I giving, and not receiving anything in return? So I see us taking a look at that, and again, deciding, okay, what do I need to do about this? We also have the Eight of Cups showing up in reverse. So we may find ourselves, when I pulled this card, I heard going backwards to go forward. Okay, so going back, so we may be going back and having conversations that we meant to have before. We may be reconnecting with people that we thought that we were supposed to walk away from, but we're coming back and we're having conversations, we're alchemizing things. We may be taking a look at some opportunities that or ideas that at the time didn't quite feel like they were right, and now all of a sudden we see the timing for this happening, right? I definitely see some shifts in divine timing through this week and through the rest of this month. We also have the Hanged Man, taking that time to really go within, being open to seeing things from different perspectives. I definitely see us as we're wrapping up Gemini season kind of just I don't know, I just see it like kind of like a dryer, right? Like tumbling things around in our head, taking a look at things from different angles, exploring different ideas, and your job is to be open to that. Last card that we have here is the Hierophant. So this can be something, like we were talking about, like seeds starting to sprout, right? Something becoming official, something happening that you've been waiting on for a long time, and suddenly it moves forward. Suddenly it gets put down onto paper. It gets put down into a contract. This can be taking relationships to the next level, getting more serious with things. I also feel like this is about our commitment to ourselves. And I think that we're going to be having these conversations with ourselves this week about, okay, what is it that I want to commit to myself? What is it that is important for me to do in order for me to live a happy life, in order for me to create this future that I'm wanting to create? And I see us really almost like creating a contract with ourselves, right? And hopefully it is that, right? Because we make promises to ourselves all the time and we don't keep them. This is about making promises to yourself. I would even write it up in a contract if you feel called to. Making promises to ourselves and honoring the contract that we have made with ourselves. So those are your messages here for this week. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. It's always nice to see you guys. If this video resonated at all with you, I always appreciate you hit that like button. It's a really nice way to support the channel. And if you are watching this on the replay on my YouTube channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button below. I'm working on getting these summer readings out, and I will have the rest of those up for you guys soon. All right, take care. I'll see you soon. Bye.